Hey friends, this is Paul Wilbur, and I have a very special reason for coming to you today. I have my dear friend of several decades on with me today. I want to introduce to you my dear friend, Michael Coleman. Michael Coleman was the pioneer many years ago of New Wine Magazine, transitioned to leading the world's largest Christian recording music company where we were changing the way the world worships together. He was the reason that Shalom Jerusalem, Jerusalem Arise, and so many of those recordings that you've loved over the years had an opportunity to be seen and heard. So without any further introduction, let me say hello to my friend, Michael Coleman. Michael, welcome today. It's great to see you.
Thank you, Paul. It's great to be with you.
Why don't you tell us just a little bit about your background before we get to the real purposes of what we want to share for the next couple minutes?
Sure. Well, the Lord called me to ministry many years ago, except He didn't lead me in the way that a lot of people go. I ended up getting a finance degree and being involved with Christian publishing, the Christian magazine you mentioned, and then found myself in an opportunity to be a part of a team that launched Integrity Music and had the privilege of leading it for 24 years, its first 24 years. And we were able to literally touch millions of people around the world with God's manifest presence. Our mission was to help people worldwide experience the manifest presence of God. And it was an amazing time being able to work with you and with many others. And we had our music going to over 160 nations. We were based here in Mobile, Alabama, where I still live, but the Lord touched the world. And in 2011, we sold the company to another ministry, and I thought I would start a new chapter in my life, and I did. It just wasn't the chapter I thought it would be. I know that's never happened to you
No,
or,
never.
or any of your viewers. It was quite an adventure, but I ended up having some major health issues with my spine and my neck and my spinal cord, and had two major surgeries. As you know, Paul, I'm 6'6", and I have enough metal in my neck now. I'm 2 meters tall. I joke and say I'm now a roving radio station tower because I can pick up all kinds of signals, and because I'm so tall. But anyway, I had this surgery that did a lot of work on my neck, and then went through almost 5 years where I couldn't work or do ministry. Was pretty much at home. So I went from leading a worldwide ministry to zero.
Yeah.
And during that time, God began to teach me a lot about transition.
And a lot of our friends that are watching right now have major transitions going on, me included. Transition, I believe, is just a fact of life, but how we handle it can really determine our future, huh? And I know that you are a master of transition. You must have great things to be able to share with us to help many of us get through this monster transition that the world is experiencing right now.
Yes, you and I were together in Jerusalem in 2009, and God gave you a word for me in prayer at that time, and others. I probably had 50 other people say to me, Mike, God's going to give you treasures hidden in darkness. And that's Isaiah 45:3 when God spoke to Cyrus. I got excited about the treasures part because we needed some breakthroughs. I wasn't paying a lot of attention about, well, where they are. They're in darkness. And so God's taking me through this journey of ups and downs and ups and downs. And I used to fight to try to keep life sort of just level or, going upward. And what I found is that the ups and downs of life, God's actually accelerating his purpose in us.
How
And the
does
ups
that
and
happen?
downs. Well, if you even just look at science, you can have potential. There's a video I've seen where you can have two ball bearings released on two different tracks. One is straight and one is going up and down, and you actually get acceleration through the ups and downs because your potential energy is being released. So let me give you a concrete example. I used to think when God would start a new day or a new season that he would shine a bright light and you'd be able to see a long way and you could say, praise God, I know what I'm supposed to do. And that does come. But when God starts something new, it starts at night. The evening and the morning were the first day. The evening and the morning were the second day. So what I started looking at in scripture is God turns the light down when he starts something new. And we think the day starts when the sun comes up, when you can see a long way. But in fact, God starts the day when the sun goes down. So God cut covenant with Abraham at night. He reaffirmed it with Isaac at night. He met Jacob at Bethel at night. When Jacob wrestled with the angel and God changed his name to Israel, it was at night. The Passover occurred at night. The Red Sea passing was at night. Jesus was born at night. When Jesus was crucified, it turned to night. When Jesus was raised from the dead, it was night. And according to Matthew 24, when he returns, the sun and the moon will not shine their light. The stars will fall from the sky. God's going to turn all the lights off in the background of the stage when the Son of Man returns in his brilliance and his glory. So in our lives, how do you apply that to where we are now? Well, the whole world's in what I call the valley of transition. We're in the down, and when you get in the valley, you can't see. You can't see the future. And it's a place of surrender. It's a place of creativity. It's a place of new, fresh trust in God. You can't see where you're going. But that's where the innovation occurs. And in fact, Paul, that's where I was personally when God birthed Integrity Music. I was in the bottom of the valley, couldn't see the future. And out of a desperation to find God, the Lord spoke to me the vision for Integrity Music, and it ended up blessing the world. So amazing things happen in that valley.
That's a great revelation. I'm sitting here thinking, well, of course, that a new thing begins in the darkness. A new life begins in the darkness of the womb. That's where all the good stuff is happening, where the baby's developing, and you don't get to see it till it's ready for the light. A new day, Shabbat, which is lovely for us. It begins as the sun goes down. So we start something new. We're supposed to start in rest.
Yes.
But we are so tuned to, we want to see it, we want to know it, we want to understand it, but it's not done that way. The best stuff, as you said just a few minutes ago, those treasures are hidden in the darkness. And I understand, Mike, that you have an opportunity for us to help us be able to see these things. What great revelation. And you're offering to us an opportunity that I've never heard of before to help us move through these times of transition. So would you share with us and our friends here what you have been birthing in the darkness over these last years and what's just about to appear?
Well, it's a great example about the baby. I hadn't thought of that before. That's really good.
You can have that for free.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, what happened is in my journey, the Lord began to give me treasures hidden in darkness. And I prayed for years, Lord, how can I help your people? And I've been working on an online course for years, working on book material and other things. And the Lord made it clear to me several months ago, you need to move forward on this. And then the COVID-19 virus hit the whole world. Now the whole world's in transition. So what I'm doing is on Monday, May 18th, I'm starting a 4-day free online course. Each day it will start at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Daylight Time. It'll last about an hour with question and answers following, and it'll all be live. That'll happen on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And for those who can't make it live, it will be recorded. So if they register, they can still access it. And my goal is to share some of what I've learned and be interactive with people to try to help them see some of the signals of what is going on in transition. And my experience is if you can find two things in transition, it's really helps you. One, what just happened and where am I? And two, what is God's perspective on this? If you can find those two things, even if your circumstances don't change, you can move through it. You can accelerate through it. So it's starting on Monday, and if anyone that's watching wants to join us, they can go to MikeColeman.com, and it's called the Transition Roadmap online course. Transition Roadmap online course. You can go to MikeColeman.com, and they can register. It's free, and they'll be given information there, and we'd love to have them join us.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to be watching for sure. You have been a tremendous blessing in my life. I was in a huge transition coming out of Chicago, as you know, wondering what the next part of my life looks like. And then you put Shalom Jerusalem in my corner of the ring, and it's been the nations ever since. We've been dear friends. I know that what you have to offer is going to be an amazing blessing to people. This is not theory. This is stuff that you've lived through, walked through, wept through, prayed through. I know you as a sincere and an amazing man of God who's walked through incredible things in your life. And I highly recommend, friends, really, please don't miss this opportunity. Mike Coleman, MikeColeman.com. And Mike, once again, the free 4-day seminar is called what?
The Transition Roadmap online course.
Yeah. I mean, that is such a provoking title. I can't imagine that anyone would miss this. It's free. Come on, guys. I want to encourage you to log on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this coming week at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and join in and take advantage of an incredible opportunity. Go to MikeColeman.com, no spaces, no dashes, and look for that transition roadmap. It will really bless your life. Mike, thanks so much. What a great opportunity. I'm so glad to be able to introduce our friends to you and to what you have to offer to them.
Thank you, Paul. It's been great to be with you.
Look forward to seeing you online in just a couple of days. All right, everybody, you got the message, you got the directions. I really pray that you'll take advantage of a very unique opportunity for your life to see the road ahead. Okay, until we see you next time, this is Paul Wilbur, and glad that you joined us today. God bless you.